So tonight, another new game Friday. I'm going to be doing Hollywood Animal tonight. It's actually been out for a few months, but they just did a really big update on the game. Added a lot more features this past Tuesday. So you'd have to buy the game and put it on the beta mode to get this version of the game that we're going to be playing tonight. It's a lot of fun. If you enjoyed the game back in like 2005, I think it was, if the movies back in the day, similar type of thing. Um, so let's take a look at it. Right? See what you think. Let me know in the comments if you're a fan of this type of game. If you think this game looks fun, I do. I played the heck out of it when it first came out, pre this new beta release that they have. I've given it a couple of shots since this beta came out. Try it again. See? Switch over here. The first thing I'm going to say about this game is that I appreciate what they did here. If you read this little blurb that comes up before you even get into the game, Hollywood Animal covers a large part of the 20th century and portrays many features of the film industry, society as a whole. Among them, manifestations of discrimination, intolerance, and various forms. We believe that to ignore and suppress these matter, no matter how terrible and unfair they may seem, would be to pretend. So yes, you are going to see all sorts of racism, stuff like that from 1930s throughout this game. And I'm assuming as it gets later on in the game, they'll way, but you do see that portrayed in Fortune. I'm gonna go into new game here, and I'm gonna do it with no introduction. The introduction as you go through making your first video. I really enjoy the music. I don't want to say cheap, but I like starting off with a lot of money. And let's do Blind Love. Music is just very mesmerizing. I have a stream. Setting. Okay, so this is what we enter into. The first thing we want to do is hit the red buttons, get research going. First is PR department. Double reputation for profitable films. Donate charity to earn reputation points. IP a reputation instead of researching. I like to do HR. Very important to get this services department open up as soon as possible. Also have the choice of ethnic. I'd go for this first. Work my way. Don't have long in the game still currently. They haven't, as far as I know at least, I haven't made it all the way through since they did the beta. On this one, you only have one choice to start off with. And same here, you can mid-level. close that out. Down to this one here, which is the maintenance. You get a quest for this to have this upgraded. So I typically start that one. You can also make a power plant and a water tower. Those will save you money, so you don't have to pay for the horses, the repair crew to take care of your building. I usually go landscaping, repair crew, and one of them. Eventually those will have more choices. This one, what I'm going to say here, get marketing and outreach going first, as you could only make 3 movies without having this, so you need to get this up as quickly. After that, I like getting the theater management and then working on. And last but not least, this one you can really pick whichever one you want. I typically just work my way around. It's gonna improve the. It's gonna save you money in the long. When you're making the movies, it'll make it so you have your own buildings that will produce stuff rather than have to sort. I'll start with the. Gonna need to build a bunch of buildings. I always use MacBride to get everything going. Takes a little bit longer, but it starts off at 1%. I don't have to worry about it deteriorating. And advance. Now, previously, security was. I'll say all that does play. You never really care too much. Now they've changed it up a little. You can start to see. Everything set up. Now everything is built that needs to be. And we're gonna start the game. Typically play on that setting as just the regular play. Gotta keep an eye on the script departments, make our own once that is all set. What happened to my. There it is. That should be a little better for my face, I think. At this beginning stage, we're basically just waiting for stuff to happen. One of the things that did happen during the introduction is the star of our first movie dies. Hence the reason that this guy is coming up here saying that now that our star of our first movie is dead, that he is obviously the best actor. My star was number 1. Being a little bit of a. that first movie. This is something you see happens all the time. You have people that work for you asking, this used to be a night asking script writing offices. This, I'm going to fast forward. Pre-production. This guy. Peter Harris has a funny story. Here. Sets and props is something you really want to build up, but kind of want to go casting office first so you can hire more actors, directors, producers, all that stuff. Then go to technical support, which makes it so that you can buy new equipment and then start work. These two will give you better sets, location shoot, but you really need to have these. This is a person that I shouldn't say funny storyline. It has an interesting. Lydia Globe is back in the saddle. She's been out of the business for a while after having vocal cord surgery. And she needs 3 more months. Now you can either say I need a patient over, or of course I can. I'm gonna be a dink here and say I need an. So she's returned to work. Let's see. Next build and week. Production. Ready to. Level 2. We'll go with the level 2 soundstage. And then be the movie ready to go. At least that film. And that's basically telling you the score of the movie, how popular it is. The popcorn bucket is like normal fans. This is the indie type films, the critical acclaim, stuff like that. This is all the XP gains for the movie. All the advertising and stuff like that had already been set up before we took over the studio for this one. Producer's office. And you'll see that this one takes like 5 years almost. 4 years, something like that. to complete, but it'll make it so one producer can work on two different movies at it. Okay, now that my dog's up. So we're gonna choose this one. Two projects per. Profit or 73 profit in 1.2. Have our script department. And you get to pick what your favorite genres are. Basically, what this does is 3 writers that we have on will specialize in genres. The person will have one. So have already we'll leave their names. Start up. First thing you want to do is get the story. That's a place where you can actually build your own. So this is how it's doing. It's still getting 66% attendance. They automatically have you extend it out the first time. So we'll do that. Security is built up. Level. Also gonna hire quite a few people. Hire 3. And once I start building movies, you'll open, and we'll go. And eventually start creating our technology. Felix Hill. We'll have him start writing that movie. And I'll have my thriller guy work. These movies right here typically come out pretty bad. Just because it's their first ones and we use like their ideas rather than creating our. But once we can start creating our own, we'll take it from. So the first one we create will be a drama. And we made her come back too soon, I guess. Lydia hung herself because she wasn't ready. Services. Basically, it makes it so the employees don't care what your landscaping looks. Let's get that next building. Realize that was available yet. And we'll end just. But we made 2.4. And this is saying that before Joe Duvall died, they had signed a contract saying he was supposed to get 25% of the box office for Blind. So I'm always a good guy here. I'm afraid like they'll sue us or something. So I always say maybe Father will drink it all the money away. We still have to pay. Reproduction. Okay, so we can build our casting office. Tech support. Our construction. Okay. So now we have upgraded and we have the story workshop, so we're going to get that built. I like to go over to the freelance writer's office and do that upgrade as well. That's going to be so we can hire some really good screen. Popped up. This is going to be a soundstage, basically where they can set up set. Most basic one. We are upgrading to a bigger one currently, but not ready yet. So. And you can name it whatever. I like using the last name famous actors. Pause right. Type something in. A few days we'll be able to hire some new actors. I'm going to try not to go too crazy. Always a mistake I made. So this right here is like a little side quest that they'll have. You can set it so, like in this case, this actress, we want her to give a tour to a newspaper report. She doesn't want to, so we bribe her. Pay her $15,000 to prove our reputation. Got 15 reputation points. Basically, buttered him up enough where he laundering money. So yeah, 1.3 and 1.6 out of 5. Not very good to start off. But the more we work on movies, the better they're going to be. So we're gonna start this movie being made. Put in our best. Have them do. The filming technology, we don't have any choices right now as we give them plenty of extras through. Low quality props, costumes. We haven't finished researching that. Our director. The detective, Peter Harris. Sidekick, David Gutt. Murderer, with this thing. Accept. And they'll start making it for us. So we're gonna hire an actor, and once I get in there, you got a superstar. Have these, one of these. It could just be a promising talent, rising star, which again, but have to be. So these are the people that are available to hire. We have Wanda Paul, she's old. So I think what I'll actually do is I'll hire both of them. Long term. They're still young, so I can get them fairly cheap. I'll bring them. Hitting this button brings them up to the minimum amount that because we hired one of the people with that, we got another 15. Getting to work even. All right, our story workshop is done. Gonna make a movie. We're drama, so the protagonist is gonna be a clumsy oaf and love interest. Struggle for a better life. Can do 5 things: winning the beloved, and finale, the sweethearts, and then select screenwriter. On it. Ready to go. Stage. Song of the Ancestor.
Uh-huh.
All right, so because of the selections I had made with the actors, directors, brought it up quite a ways. 3.4. Still not a very good movie, but a lot better. And now we can add a security guard. Anything comes up, he will help us out with it. Sometimes things like there's a candy bar from actors, he'll take care of. There's other things. That's the one. All right, our services are finally open. And eventually we can rent cars, hotel rooms. Right now it's just here to start off with better health. That one actually came project. I might hire another that high. I don't like to go too far above where my stars are. I think I like. Oh, and I could be making these cheaper. And now that we have the services open, we can add this offer and add medical. This medical insurance isn't going to do much. Take that off. You'll see it takes 56.4K to hire him. So it takes off 4,000. I only did. Put him. And for this one, we'll just do it all on the. I didn't want to make another sound stage that's level 1 just because you don't have them around for very long. So this movie's going to start the process. I'll just try to get one of these done before. I think this is like the most important one. These actually, this one and the next one. So you can get cash per month, which is this one here, because you're gonna need it from time to time. Have it being generated every month. Really good. How good of an actor he is. Encouraging heroine. Not Nana. All right, so we have the marketing done. As I said, it's free. I like to go up to theater. That's going to allow you to buy more theaters free. Oh, what? All right, so we're going to stop filming for 10 days. Um, get this back onto fast forward so we can try to get a movie before I have to end this. A walkthrough. Okay, but I'm gonna shelf this for right now because I just don't know if I have enough decent people to put this out. I'd like to use a guy that's in the second movie. This Forest. Pair him up with high rated high rise. So this is one of those situations I was talking about where you need that cash. Um, Whenever you have the opportunity to buy a script, go ahead and do it. Typically, the scripts are going to be especially for what level we. You definitely want to pick this. So Rotten Fates, 6 out of 10. Shelve it. Brady. Marketing department has opened up. So once we have the ability to advertise our movies other than the generic way, we're going to be able to. So filming 4 2. Fisher got. I'm gonna start post. And you saw me earlier saying we're gonna open up like film lab. Now we're paying $12,800 another company. All. So it's costing us almost $40,000 just to. We got our mid legal protection. Working on. Now these are like the main storylines, and you can make these on your own. Um, One of the achievements or Steam achievement game you get Fred's daughter went up to a 10 point. Problem is, depending on the game you're in, sometimes she gets capped out at like. I always try to sign her on and see if I can do it. I have a movie I can make. I'm gonna give her this one. See, she starts off at. That one was just saying that prices are. This is. Let's start the. I'll hire people. Carpenter. He's gonna complain because he's too good to work with an amateur. So I'm gonna have to pay him like $30,000. We have something we can hold over his head, which is having sex with a 15-year-old girl. One of those things like they were talking about that happened. I'm not going to do that just yet because there's going to be a later point in the game when we're really going to keep that in my little basket of things to hold. All right, so now we have technical support. We have to make the building. But now as things come out, we can buy them. Better cameras, sound equipment. Now we're going to start working. That's all right, so you'll see here, he just reached 4.0. That's the highest he can go. Maxed out. I want to keep using Emma Berry. I have to get this one. And they let you select a poster. And when we get in here, this is where we set up advertising. How many theaters we're going to. So I'm going to use all of our theaters. That's the top line of each. And this isn't going to be a huge move. So it makes it easier if you type it in. And I always use Irvine Factory. Cheapest. Takes 6 weeks. Next up we have advertising. thriller. Do it for the. Kind of sounds like it's a guy's film. Later on down the road, you can also do what they call tricks, where you can send like the. Okay, so this is another one of those main quests, where we have the medium level already there. Actually, we're gonna say that there's an agreement, so let's honor it, and then get sued when we don't honor it. We would have to build $500,000 of the cheap build. Now, we're not gonna have that many buildings, so either way, we're gonna fail this. I feel we're gonna get sued at the end of it. Instead of actually paying attention to it, we're gonna ignore it. But by the time that 6 months come, we're going to have another benefit, hopefully, that'll make it so we have at least a 50-50 chance of winning it. Not having to spend the 500. Let's get this one to the. Put in these, call it medium quality. Start post-production. And then so now we can make the better soundstage. Going right for. Build 2. This one says that in one night, 105 people died to alcohol. Right. And this was back during the Prohibition, so it was all like illegal beer that was. We have technical support now as come up for sale. Just as of yet. Yeah. Problem Forrest Gump. And we're gonna have to bribe Peter. Lease this film. Not gonna get good. That. That year cost almost $400,000. Look at all the money these other places. But we haven't been able to get any movies out since. And Love did pretty good though. Gained reputation and experience. Some of my actors I fire as Peter Harris is doesn't think of when he's a drunk. Once again, he gets us to paint on females protesting. Ready? All right. Oh, cinema is filled up. I'm gonna use the same form. Used it for a little lower. It would have been nice to get a drum. Valentine. But that didn't work out. So developing new story elements gives us the ability to discover new parts to the when we're writing the script. Like when we had Clumsy Oaf, there'd be more choices like that out and start building that. Oh, Glenn Double, you're a jerk too. Movie's not doing too shabby now. But you see it dropped all the way off to 31%. It's not going to bother renewing. Alright, so now we're just going to wait for this next movie to be released. going to end it there because I think you get a chance. All my stuff is. All my employees unhappy. Going. Upgrade. Oh no, I don't know if the star I put into Forrest Gump 5.0. God, I hope. Otherwise, I'll waste that. And next thing I do over here is those story elements that we were able to make. Now we can start making the scripts with more. I think once you get to 9, it takes a really long time. But 6, 7, and 8 don't take too long, 50 days. And the more you have, the better script. Let's just hope for the best. It's a special stunt that they have to do. Now what's your problem? Len, what is your problem? No problems happen there. Field draw movie isn't doing. Oh, good. 6 points. So this isn't wasted. Those screens are just asking if you rehire renew someone's contract. Still made 1.1 million profit for him. So that's good. So it was down to 31. And distribution. Now we're just waiting for Forrest Gump. This is another one of the main quests. A great idea. We'll release the film within. Because I don't even have the script written. Because you have to use a special story element. Blush. We are gonna buy it. If you get those quests that are in green, shooting for 100 days, and making 5 films with it, you'll get those extra. They'll become a higher quality camera. Just for the heck of that's gonna. I put it like that first week in a ton of theaters, and it's going to cost me a ton of money to do it. So we'll see what happens. And now that we've done those first 3 movies, we have to get our own advertiser. Typically, you want to keep it to 4. I only have 4 available to me. We'll see how this one does before I go. People complaining about prohibition. And let's release this film, see what happens. At least Dad will be happy. This guy is always... He liked it. Roy Spencer went up a little bit. Carpenter all the way up to point. Then Brad. Now the reason why it was so good to complete that is we have this experienced lawyer down here. Once that lawsuit comes in against us for not fulfilling that contract, that's what we get it up to 50-50, winning it and not having to pay the people. Now we'll close that out. Buy that new technology. Oh boy, this is going to be a loser. And he wants to be hired. So, you're going to see something. Everything's finishing up all while this moves. So 8 takes 300 days, after 7 only took 7. So I still made 800,000 on it. But remember how I bumped all those extra screenings up? Only had 41%. Don't really. And then towards the end, probably. just do it at my cinemas and take them out of the other one. Do pretty good. Have to rent anything. That out. And see if we make any money off of it. Where we didn't rent any more theaters, we'll make a little bit more. Not a heck of a lot. And we're going to pay out the newspapers not to interview someone because talking bad about it. Alright, so we ended up making 1.25 million off of it. So not bad. Gonna end it. Alright guys, well, we are going to leave it here. But definitely, if you have a chance, I would say pick this game up. I really enjoy myself, and you can see I probably breezed through it a little too quick at times. But I hope you get to see how fun overall the game can be. It is definitely another management sim. That is what this channel is made about. But definitely one worth picking up if you guys next Friday night with another new game. I am kind of on a break right now to finish up school. I'll be back full time. Have a great